Whoa.
Okay, it's live.
We're live?
Yeah, but there's no sound in the chat yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
Don't touch me. What are you doing? What's this?
Huh. Oh, I don't know. Whoever it is, it's not supposed to be up there. There you go. That's pretty good. Okay, now we gotta put the, there you go. Somehow I'm not in the mood to do this. I was in the mood to gather the notes, but I'm not in the mood to talk about it.
Oh, you will be.
Maybe.
You say this every day, Linda.
I understand it. That's how it goes.
Do 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 do. Good
morning, fellas.
There we go.
What, we're on?
Sound is good.
Okay. Everybody ready? Are you ready, Andrea?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. James Caprione.
Laura's here, too.
Laura's here. So Tommy Johnson's here. And 3 guests whose names we really don't know. The guests, if you don't mind, just go up and log in. Okay? It'll take a second. It'll put your name up there. It'll make it a lot more intimate. Okay?
Intimate.
So, intimate. The sound is awesome, says James Caprione. Thank you.
Happy Football Sunday, Leonard.
Yeah, it's Football Sunday, so who are you pulling for today?
I have no idea.
Neither do I. Could you imagine that I don't have any idea. Now, I'm a Giant fan, okay? And I've been a Giant fan since the days of Alex Webster, Frank Gifford, Mel Triplett, Charlie Connolly, and I don't know a player on the Giants now.
I know a player on the Jets.
Who?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. But really, I've been a big Giant fan for years. We used to go see them play their exhibition games and stuff like that. And now I couldn't even tell you one player. But that's okay because the Giants don't care about
Nobody
me.
comes into the chat room today?
Who?
Nobody. Chris from Cambridge is here. James K is here. Tommy
right.
Johnson is here.
Yes, don't say nobody because we got a nice little crowd. And
okay.
Look, we think every day, why do we do this show? Okay, could you tell me why? We get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, sometimes a little later. Today you got up late. You got up at 5. And I'm saying that's late. Okay. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
I said she slept in today. She got up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
The question is, why do we get up at 4:30 in the morning to do this show?
We do it because what else are we going to do?
No, I don't.
And it's good for your mental health.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
Good. That's why we do it mostly.
It's good for my mental health.
And it's good for our friends to join around with us at 9 in the morning.
We don't charge anybody. We don't make a big deal. Laura is here. Leonard Donaldson is here. What a great crowd. But we do it because we've made such friends over the years. And, of course, the big story about meeting a friend is how I met you. Remember? I'm doing a podcast on Blog Talk Radio, and every week this Andrea, Red Sox fan, is in the chat room until I finally questioned her because I didn't think any female really knew that much about baseball, and I didn't think it was a female. And when she got back to me, and then it was amazing. I still didn't believe it. And then she sent me her picture, and that made it easy because I figured, well, right away, she doesn't want to have anything to do with me. I was a little disappointed. And then that was about 17, how long was that?
Yeah, about 17.
About 17 years ago. So on to the busy things. So that's why we do the show. We do it because we love it. And just take this as a piece of information. There is something beautiful about doing something just because you love it. You don't have to make money at everything. That's not the end game. But if you love to do something, just do it. Okay, let's take a look at the chat room again. Boston Paul has joined us. And, whoa. What are you doing? Okay. Let me ask you, Max Scherzer, he intentionally walked the batter to lose his perfect game, but he was on rehab. What are you laughing at? I know what you're laughing at. All right, so let's start it again. Max Scherzer intentionally walked the batter to lose his perfect game. He was on rehab.
Yeah, that's crazy. He intentionally walked a batter.
Yeah, but did it mean anything? If he only went 4. He wasn't going to go 9 innings no matter what.
No, he went 4 innings. He hit one batter.
Yeah.
But he didn't allow any runs, and he struck out 8 in 4 innings. So Max Scherzer, dude, I wish Turd was here to know about this because he's on his way back. Now,
is he on his way back? So next year, it's your turn to pick a pitcher, and you have a choice of Max Scherzer or Clayton Kershaw.
Oh, Scherzer, dude.
Who are you taking?
I'm taking Scherzer.
I mean, how much is Scherzer going to go next year?
How old is he?
He's up there.
Is he 40 yet?
Yeah, I think he is.
Well, I'm still taking him.
Max Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw. Is there anybody in the chat room who'd like to contribute? Who would you take, Max Scherzer or Clayton Kershaw next year? Okay? Boston Paul says Scherzer. Wow.
No, he says F. Scherzer.
Oh, F. Scherzer. Okay. So it's Scherzer.
Whatever that means. I don't know what that means. What the hell?
He's done with him, right? But if your choice, are you done with Kershaw? Are you done with Kershaw? Right?
Laura, are you taking Scherzer or Kershaw, Laura? Okay. I want to know from Laura.
Okay. Boston Big Al and the Prowl has joined us. Good morning. Carlos Mendoza announced that Jeff McNeil has a wrist fracture.
Yeah.
And his season is over. Done for the year with a fractured wrist. What a way to end the season. And Acuna.
Luis Angel. Is he coming up?
Luis Angel Acuna comes up.
Or is it Luis Angel?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Maybe sometimes the G is silent.
I don't know. But you know what? He's been good wherever he's been hitting. It's a huge loss for the Mets as McNeil was batting .271. He had 8 homers since July 1st. And he's the most versatile player on the roster. So let's see what happens. But keep in mind, the player that's likely to emerge is Drew Gilbert. He's a strong 5'9" center fielder. He can handle all 3 outfield positions. Hit .311 from June 25th on. And all right, he had
11 homers, 5 steals, and 59 games at AA.
19% strikeout
That's
rate.
Not horrible.
Okay. Not horrible.
He's only 23 years old, and he's a lefty. And So this is Gilbert we're talking about. They also have, as we mentioned, Acuna. Okay, we don't think he's probably going to get called up, but Drew Gilbert is the guy who may or may not keep coming up or be coming up now. What about...
Yeah, and Boston Paul says, thank you for mentioning Gilbert's name. So go ahead. I know.
We're going back to the Mets in a second, but Gunnar Henderson.
Yes.
He has homered in 3 of his last 4 games. I mean, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, we love it when our people go to church. Eddie's Heckman church schedule has changed, so now he misses it on Sunday, but he did touch base with me this morning.
Oh, he did.
And he said hi to everybody in the chat room. And too bad he's not here to hear the love for Gunnar Henderson, who's homered in 3 of his last 4 games. And we love it. And Big Al is here. Good morning to Big Al on the prowl.
He's up to 282, 36 home runs. 36 home runs for Gunnar Henderson.
Yeah, dude.
What a year. 17 stolen bases. That's a $30
and 85
player.
RBIs, and guess this one: 108 runs scored, 17 steals, 25 doubles, and 6 triples.
And these stats are is a $30 player.
He's excellent. I wonder where Malpal is. He could tell us what.
Gunnar Henderson has come out of nowhere to be, I think, the fantasy baseball player of the year. Right?
Good morning to Leonard Donaldson. Good morning to Chris from Cambridge.
Now,
good morning to Boston Paul.
Good morning to you. And
good morning to Leonard.
We all expected Jordan Alvarez to have a good season, but over his last 9 games, he's hitting .382 with 7 home runs and 12 RBIs. So
yes. Good morning to Rotorius.
That's better than a nice season. Yes,
all the Mets fans are here because we're proud and loud.
We are loud and proud for the Mets fans. Good morning. I was a Met fan in 1962. Gus Bell was the right fielder. Richie Ashburn was in center, and I forget who was in left. But
I suck too, Rotorius. Don't worry.
Those were the days. Now, who do you think is going to win the MVP in the National League? And this is going to be a hummer and a digger.
It's either Lindor or Ohtani, right?
Well, yeah, either Lindor or Ohtani, but I'll tell you something. It's still up in the air. Because Lindor, he had a career-high 16-game hitting streak, okay? 31 stolen bases.
Yeah,
31
Lindor,
home runs.
dude.
I'll tell you.
This guy never misses a game.
Yeah, he's got a hitting streak of 16 games.
But he never misses a game.
He's right.
Played in every game.
He plays in every game.
Rotorius, or Leonard Donaldson brings up the fact that, I know we're switching back and forth here. We're going to go back to the Mets in a second. But Gunnar Henderson, third base is a shallow position the last couple of years. And Leonard Donaldson brings up, is Gunnar Henderson a top 5 pick because of that next year?
Well, he might be.
He very much could be, for sure.
We're talking about a bunch of new stars in fantasy baseball.
Yeah.
We already mentioned, we talk about Gunnar Henderson. We also talked about center field. Who's the outfielder we talked about? I'm looking for
Jordan Alvarez.
Yeah, well, Jordan Alvarez, another
Is
star.
he a utility only?
Yeah, but we'll see. So
Rotorius says it's Ohtani, but Lindor is the guy because he plays the field and he plays a tough position. And he's, look, it's going to be tough to get the MVP away from Ohtani because Ohtani is like baseball's baby, dude. So, you know what I mean? And Big Al mentions that you don't go 50-50 and not win MVP, and that's what Ohtani is on pace for right now.
Yes, he is.
But Lindor, what a star, and all Mets fans are very pleased about it. And I'll tell you what, with Lindor doing so well, he tied the all-time club record, 34-game on-base streak, and he just extended his hit streak to 16 games. And we're going to talk about Drew Gilbert again for 1 second.
Right, he had another home run in Triple-A.
Yeah.
Okay, so
he's got 7 homers in the last 15 games at Triple-A.
You got to watch these guys who are coming up. That's why we do the show now, because it's not about who did what today. King Hap did it tomorrow.
Good morning to King Hap.
But it's about who are the players coming up that you
and
can
Jolene.
grab.
Say hi to Jolene.
Hi there, Jolene. All right.
Too.
Okay. Jordan Alvarez also 7 multi-home run games this season. That ties him with Chris Carter, who did it in 2014 for the Astros.
Yes. Okay. So back to the Mets again. We're going to talk the Mets sprinkled all throughout the show.
All right, go ahead.
Edwin Diaz hit triple digits on the radar gun in consecutive games and has struck out 12 of the last 16 batters he's faced.
Yeah, he was really coming on. He fell into the into the bad cycle with some of the people that had him. They're looking for another closer. Stick with Edwin Diaz, right?
Stick with Edwin Diaz. You have to. I mean, he costs too much money to dump him.
Only Royals with 200 strikeout
We talked
seasons.
about this yesterday.
Oh, we did? Okay, anyway.
Stealing my tidbits.
He got Cole Reagans, Zach
Cole
Greinke.
Reagans is the one that we focused on yesterday because Cole Reagans was traded from the Rangers, and he wasn't any good for the Rangers, but he's been superb for the Kansas City Royals, and now he has over 200 strikeouts. And we talked a lot yesterday with Unholy Toledo about all of the great players and pitchers and stuff in the 60s and 70s. And, I mean, how many pitchers threw? I mean, one of the pitchers, it was Leonard Donaldson, I believe, put up the image, but it was like one of the pitchers had 30 complete games in 1975, and then there was like a couple with 28, 29 complete games. It just doesn't happen anymore, but the guy that you'll remember the most is Zach Greinke. He reached 200 strikeouts for the Royals in 2009. Anyway, the Nationals had a doubleheader yesterday. And Dylan Cruz.
Wow, he's become a player, right?
Crews, Dylan Cruz. 3 homers in 10 games. And of his first 4 major league hits, 3 of them have gone for extra bases. 3 out of 4.
Yep.
So yesterday, in the first game of the doubleheader, Dylan Cruz had a home run, a double, a walk, and 2 stolen bases.
Wow.
Does that sound exciting to you? Did I make it sound super exciting?
Well, here's something very exciting.
Okay.
But we've been waiting. I mean, this guy kills a lot of
This is
teams.
Not exciting to me.
What, Drew
Ask
Story?
King Hap. Trevor.
Oh, yeah, Trevor.
We're talking about Trevor.
Drew Story. He's another guy. Anyway, Trevor Story, 1 for 4 with an RBI as...
King Hap, is Trevor Story exciting to you?
As they win over the White Sox. Okay, he got an
This
RBI
guy.
single in the 3rd.
Good.
Red Sox took the lead. Assuming that Story does not have any additional injuries.
Which is a big assumption, by the way.
That's a big one. He should
3 weeks left.
He should be the Red Sox shortstop. But is he really...
He sucks for fantasy. He shouldn't even be a topic of conversation in a fantasy podcast.
Is he kind of overrated?
But he plays good defense, okay? And
right.
King Hap says his story is a bum. And he has been for years. Hey, King Hap, you know...
SM King Turd is here. Good morning.
I follow a lot of Yankees fans.
Triple plays. I'm sorry. I got to say hello to everybody.
Hello to Turd.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Triple play.
So I have friends with a lot of Yankees fans, okay, on X, and they reminded me, I thought of you yesterday because they're talking about ditching Verdugo. They're like, this guy's a bum. Get rid of Verdugo. And then, you know, of course, there's the Yankees fans that stick up for him and say, well, he's great at defense, so he might not be that great at hitting, but he's a bum for the Yankees now. King Hap hated Verdugo from the minute that they traded Mookie Betts for him. So, you know, he had no chance with Boston fans because they gave up Mookie Betts for this guy, and of course he didn't really pan out. But now he went over to the Yankees, and he was pretty good for a while, and all the Yankees fans were like, yay, Verdugo, do, we like him. He's got a good personality, you know, he's kind of chunky, and he's got like a good smile, and he's just... He could be a fan favorite if he ever did anything, but Yankees fans have no patience, okay? They have no patience, even less patience than the Red Sox fans have. So anyway, I thought of Hap yesterday when all the Yankees people were calling Verdugo a bum, saying that they need to get rid of him. But back to Trevor's story. He's batting .229 with no homers, 5 RBIs, 1 stolen base, and 1 run, but it's only in 9 games, and he has hit 3 doubles, so they're really using him mostly for defense. But there's a song on X from one of the guys that I follow. His name is the Jingle Man on X, and he made up a song about Vientos.
He did?
And it's actually...
Mark Vientos?
Yes, he makes up tunes. It's actually set to the Mentos commercial. He's like, Vientos fresh, Vientos,
okay,
like Mentos commercial. It used to be in the 90s. I don't know if anybody remembers it.
If you don't want...
but Mark Viento deserves a song.
He absolutely, 105 plate appearances since August 8th.
Since August 8th. That's 1 month from...
323. But he's coming on. He struck out a little too much.
8 homers.
27% of the time in AAA and AA.
He's going to be a strikeout monster.
He draws a lot of walks, but he will go as far as his power takes him, and he's capable of 30 to 35 home runs.
Yeah, there's a couple things. First of all, he strikes out a lot. He's always going to strike out a lot. Secondly, he's only walking 4% of the time in the majors, but he walked over 10% of the time in the minors. So there's a reason to believe that he will at least get his walks up, but there's no chance he's going to ever strike out less than 25% of the time. That's what he does. He's a very powerful hitter. You could kind of think of like an Adam Dunn type guy, Kyle Schwarber type guy. Either way, Vientos is still batting .323, so no matter how much he strikes out, he's batting great.
And how much you paying for him next year?
Vientos,
how much?
You should have got him this year at a steal.
A steal, but next year.
I don't know, man. But, as Leonard Donaldson brings up, the third base position is very weak.
So over under $20 for Vientos.
He's going to go for less.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the name.
But if he hits
a lot of home runs now, till the end of the year, it's going to kill his value for next year.
Vientos fresh. Vientos.
Okay.
Go look up the song from the Jingle Man.
I'm not looking it up. All I'm looking it up is I'm looking.
Turd is here. He says Vientos feels like the new Christian Walker.
Kansas City.
Do you like Christian Walker?
Yes,
though?
I like
He's
Christian
a first
Walker
baseman.
As a corner infielder, you can get these guys maybe 15.
He says $12 to $16.
Yeah, $12 to $16. Okay,
there you go, Turd.
A lot better than spending $25 for a player that's just going to do a little bit better.
Verdugo will always have that stench on him, which is the Mookie Betts stench. Being good at D and a good guy, all right, is that guy all the pretty girls is just friends with? Right? But then the bad guy takes the girl home.
There you go.
That's how it works, right?
Well,
unfortunately.
You know who's the bad guy?
Are you a bad guy?
No, I'm a Kansas City Royals fan.
You're a nice guy.
Kansas City loses 106 games last year, and this year they're in contention to be in the playoffs. That is one of the best things I've seen in Major League Baseball in a long, long time.
You could be like a mafia guy, though.
Who?
You.
Why?
You could come off like a mean guy if you wanted to.
I could come off as a mean guy?
Yeah.
Has anybody in the chat room ever heard me be mean?
You could be mean. You could be like one of the mafia guys that nobody wants to
Nobody's ever heard me be mean.
A New York gangster.
Except my two ex-wives. Luis Arraez, 3 hits last night, and
holy moly.
He has 3 hits last night. Now, how many times do you think he struck out in the second half?
This is it. This is a question of the day. The genius of the day. How many times has Luis Arraez struck out the entire second half of the season? In 313 plate appearances. I think that's what the 313 means.
Yes,
313 plate appearances in the second half. How many times has he struck out? Jolene?
I just got some good news this morning. Carlos Correa was telling Kenny Rosenthal that he is progressing from his plantar fasciitis injury. And listen to this. He expects to return this season.
Plantar fasciitis can pop up at any time, at any day, and it never goes away. Well, it is yours for life.
If that's
it's like herpes. You get it, you have it for life.
What are you paying for Carlos Correa next year?
We have a lot of guesses here for how many times Luis Arraez has struck out. James K says 8. SM King Turd says 9. Boston Paul says once. Leonard Donaldson says 5. And none of those are the right answer.
No, the right answer is 2. He's got 3 hits last night, and he's got 2 strikeouts the entire... Wait a second.
Yeah, the entire second half, he has 2
I didn't say second half, though, did I?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, I got your back.
So, Carlos Correa...
Triple Play is here.
Expects to be back next year.
Good morning to Triple Play.
All right.
Turd says you can't pay over $10 for Correa next year, and he's right.
And he's right. He's too injury prone, and an injury that could come back and get you.
And look at the depth at shortstop. I mean, you've got to be kidding me with the depth, of play at this position. There's so many. There's just no reason to draft Carlos Correa. And you put that together with second base, and you're good to go.
There you go. And Spencer Horwitz.
No relation to Jay Horwitz.
That's right. They spell it different also.
Yes,
right?
it's Horwitz without
Horwitz.
not Horowitz.
He had 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. Toronto beat the Braves.
Church says $2 to $4 for Correa.
All right, that's a little low. Okay,
He says that's
the
low.
Mets are now a game ahead of Atlanta for the final National League wild card spot. And Horwitz, he's been playing pretty regularly, first base, designated hitter, but
and the Blue Jays beat the Braves. I said the Braves were going to have a monster September, and so far their September has been like the stock market, okay, in the negative.
Well, I'll tell you what the greatest matchup is going to. This is going to be astounding. The Mets and the Phillies play each other 7 times
Yes,
in
they
the
do.
final 20 games to end the season.
Okay, Laura, this is the most exciting of all time, right? This is just too good. The Mets and the Phillies, they play 7 more games against each other in the final 20 games. Now, I know this is probably not going to happen, but the fact that the Mets are 7 games behind the Phillies, what if they won all of those games? Which they're probably not going to.
Yeah,
but the Mets are really at a point where this is either going to be a fairy tale ending or a horror film.
A horror film.
And I know, as Rotorius mentioned earlier, that he's been a Mets fan forever and he's the eternal pessimist.
Yep.
Because you're used to losing. But this is too good to not have that feeling in the pit of your stomach. Like, super excitement. They're just on I hope this Jeff McNeil thing doesn't hurt him too bad, because he was an essential part of this team. He was a very versatile guy in the
and he's
defensively.
a clubhouse guy.
But he'll
too.
still be in the clubhouse.
Yeah,
It's not like he's going to be gone from the clubhouse. But, he was the versatile defensive guy, and he was better. He's just a good defensive guy. Plays all 3 outfield positions. Jeff McNeil. Is that who? Does he? Or
what?
Wait, he plays second base, right?
That's right.
Second base. But he plays other bases, too.
The Mets are in a
Maybe
playoff.
they're talking about this other guy that's coming up.
No, it's Jeff McNeil.
He's only played second base.
The Mets are in a playoff spot
Gilbert.
with 20 games to go.
Okay, either way, it's going to end like a fairy tale or a horror film.
That's right.
But the horror film even ends pretty good.
That's like it's like our relationship. Some days it's a fairy tale. Some days it's a horror show.
Is that true?
No. The Mets are.
Wait a minute.
What?
Do you think? Did you just make that up?
Yeah. I've never spent a horror show with you.
Okay.
Never. Mets are 72 consecutive innings without trailing. That's incredible.
So yes,
And
McNeil does play some. McNeil does
he
play.
does play a little
So
bit.
Laura says it is fun times. She might try to get to one of those games. I would love to go with you, but I'm headed to Mom's house in the next week.
Yep, my mom is out in Seattle. The Mets, Mom is out, so I'm gonna need everybody helping me out. Okay.
Yeah, okay, but here's the deal: the Phillies are 7 games ahead of the Mets. Okay, and they're playing each other 7 more games. And even if the Mets win a handful of those games, it's still too exciting for Mets fans. The same team that you dogged on all year that said that they were sucky.
Yeah.
You're full of it.
30 home runs for Willie Adames. He went 2 for 4. Solo home run, 2 stolen bases. This guy is a fantasy star. Second season with 30 or more homers. And he became the first Brewer player with 30 home runs and 100 RBIs since Christian Yelich and Jesus Aguilar did it. 2 names that we all remember, right?
Yes, but
All right.
Big Al and Rotorius, okay, and the rest of the Mets fans here, you should meet Laura at the game.
That's right.
It's a fun time for all.
We should all meet. Is Acuna coming up? The word has it that he may come up. Good chance he's coming up. Good chance he's coming up. And he's going to play.
I don't know about that, Leonard. They got to start counting his clock then. But here's the deal: if he doesn't play enough, they might bring him up. Why not? Right? Why not?
The clock thing is over now, so you can bring it up. Corbin Burns is set to hit free agency, and according to some of the people I've read, and I've read quite a few. Everybody's talking about it, and the team that most people think will
The New
get
York Mets.
Corbin Burns, the New York Mets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Texas Rangers, the Giants, the Dodgers.
This guy's played for every damn team.
Yeah, but Corbin Burns is the guy, right?
Okay.
That's
So
right.
let's talk. So you already talked about Adames, Willie Adames.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
now
who's
we're
the
moving on
rookie?
to Skeens.
Who's the Rookie of the Year?
Where's Malpal?
Is it Skeens or Merrill?
It's Jackson Merrill, but Skeens is going to get it. All right?
You think so, huh?
Probably.
Well,
but
yeah,
look,
yeah,
Jackson Merrill's been up all season long.
Hitting home runs and doing the whole
Doing the
thing.
clutch thing for the
Right.
Padres,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you what, if the Padres do, in my opinion, it's no doubt Jackson Merrill. But
Okay.
you know, this is not based on my opinion. Okay, it's
But
based on the other vultures.
Okay, so
opinion.
Jackson Merrill should be the Rookie of the Year. Now, Jack Leiter, he hung a slider, the third pitch of the game, to Taylor Ward, and the Angels outfielder, bingo.
Sent the pitch 385 feet to left center for
Yeah.
a home run as Leiter walked off the mound and tried to collect him. It's called mound presence.
Yeah, that was great. The way he recovered, you could tell he was shaken up by the home run. But I got to tell you, Leiter, sixth major league start. He then hit Zach Neto with a pitch, and
allowed him to score.
Yeah,
but then after that, right, the
Yeah.
Rangers, like Turd says, the Rangers pulled out a 6-4 win over the Angels at Globe Life Field. And after the tough first inning, he slowed down, found his mound presence, and had one of the best starts of his career. He struck out 6 batters with 20 whiffs in 5+ innings.
Okay, now who has Lawrence Butler?
Yeah,
This
well,
guy has emerged as one of the best fantasy players around.
he's an athletic too.
I didn't even know who he was. He set a franchise record with an extra base hit in 8 consecutive games. So,
Yes, he went 3 for 5 with a walk on Friday in extra innings, and he wasn't directly involved in any scoring, but he did his part to keep it going because he's up to now a 16-game hitting streak, going 27 for 66 with a 409 batting average, 8 home runs, 6 doubles, 14 RBIs, 17 runs scored, and 3 stolen bases, okay, in 16 games. So he has emerged as a productive everyday option for the Oakland Athletics. Okay, and that's it. He has 21 homers. Who would have thunk? And 13 steals on the season.
SM King Turd tells us that Jake DeGrom is likely to debut middle of the week next week. Is he still a premier pitcher for this year?
How can you not say he is?
Because
he's never been anything less than a premier pitcher.
How much you paying for him next year?
Well, that's not what we're talking about.
Why not?
When he's healthy, he pitches great. The question is...
Next year, everybody wants to know he'll be available. How much do we tell people to pay for Jake DeGrom next year?
I probably draft him over Scherzer, Verlander, and Kershaw.
Wow. Andrea, the Roto Lady, says take Jake DeGrom over Scherzer, Kershaw, and
Verlander.
Write that down.
What do you think, Turd? Am I right?
Write that down, and we're gonna remind her what she said.
Turd agrees with me because he
That's all right.
says he's going to spend 10 to 20
Wow.
on DeGrom.
Unbelievable. And of course, Lawrence Butler.
It's very high.
Yeah, I know it is. All right.
We already talked about all the Butler.
He's up to 16-game streak. Jordan Alvarez is scorching hot. We told you about that. Now, Matt Olson is playing his 600th consecutive
Yes,
game.
talk about a guy who plays every day.
This is great.
600 straight games dating back to 5/2/21.
And who would you rather have, Jordan Alvarez or Matt Olson?
What?
Yeah.
Well, Matt Olson is not having a great season, okay?
He's not?
He needs to tune it up. He had a good August, but the deal is he's already screwed up everybody that drafted him enough that it doesn't matter what he does from here on out.
Okay.
Either way, he plays every game, so you got to give him credit for that. And next year, would you rather have Jordan Alvarez or Matt Olson? It's definitely Alvarez, without a doubt, okay? There's no question. But Olson is I think he's going to bounce back, and I think he's going to go a lot cheaper than Alvarez. So you could definitely get both of these guys on your team in a snake draft.
Okay, chat room 631-406-7141 as we get ready to come
Here's
down.
something that you need
Wow.
to... Here's something for you.
What?
Okay?
Go ahead.
The Yankees have yet to allow a run in this series. There have been 33 instances of a team shutting out its opponents for an entire series of 3 or more games since 1901.
No kidding.
And your favorite team, the Yankees.
It's not my favorite team.
I know. You said they weren't. You said they were going to finish last. That's
yes.
why I'm teasing you right now.
All right. Well, look, Clark
You
Schmidt
can't win them all, right?
and Nestor Cortez had a 4-hit shutout. They won their second straight in Chicago. And
what is this? The White Sox?
Yeah, the Yankees.
Come on, man.
The Yankees are doing a lot better than I thought.
Good morning to Merrill.
And by the way, so are the Mets doing a lot better than I thought. And what a chat room today. Sunday morning, Big Al on the prowl, Boston Paul, Chris from Cambridge, James Caprion, Leonard Donaldson, Laura, Merrill, and Mitchell are together. Rotorius, SM King Turd, Tommy Johnson, Triple Play, and some great guests. And we appreciate you being here. Anybody have any questions? It's time for the last second phone call. 631-406-7141. All right, anything you want to add before we knock it off?
Nope.
I
got nothing.
You got nothing. Okay.
It's too hot.
It is. It's a hot.
Why is it so hot? It's only 74 in our house at all times. But whenever we do the podcast, we're just a couple of sweating hogs. Right, Leonard?
And on the sweating hog note, thank you all for joining us this morning. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting us every day. I asked the question at the beginning.
How much calories do you think we burn?
At the beginning of the podcast, I said, why do we do this? And now you know.
We do it for you mostly, but for our friends too.
We do it because of the people that we've met, because of the fun that we've had. We don't get paid. We don't have a contract. We don't charge. But we have more fun than anybody in the country right here, okay? So join us. Bring your people in. We don't charge you. Come on in. Have some fun. And we'll see you tomorrow, right?
Right, Leonard. You'll see him tomorrow.
I'll
be in chat.
Okay.
Have a great Sunday, everybody. Enjoy church. Enjoy football. Enjoy your Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, Turd, congratulations. Yesterday I saw Oklahoma State won, so I'm sure you were happy about that. Okay, bye.